Hi, this is Niloofar Howe, Chief Strategy Officer at RSA, here with Michael Dell. Michael, thank you so much for joining us this year at the RSA conference. What are your impressions so far?
Well, it's great to be here and to see the community come together around how the cyber challenge can continue to be addressed. I was particularly impressed yesterday at the Innovation Sandbox, seeing a bunch of entrepreneurs with new companies. When you think about the attack surface and how fast that's growing with the increasingly interconnected world that we have, the challenges that we face around cyber continue to expand, and seeing all the community come together here at RSA conferences is really a wonderful thing to see.
It's pretty amazing with 45,000 people. Now, as a tech leader, you talk to a lot of CEOs and CIOs every day. At his keynote this morning, Zuli talked about how security is making it into the C-suite conversation and really becoming a business issue. You're talking with CEOs and CIOs every day. What are you hearing?
It's absolutely become a board level issue and a CEO level issue. I think business leaders understand that the downside of not taking the appropriate precautions to protect their most valuable data and the trust and assurance that they have with their customers and their products and supply chains and most valuable data is very significant. And again, as everything becomes intelligent, it's important that we also secure it.
Are you seeing a convergence of business strategy and security strategy happening in the C-suite?
I think the business leaders see it as a business issue, right? And they don't want to hear about malware injection and cross-scripting and all sorts of gobbledygook. They want to hear, hey, how are we going to make sure that our brand is safe and our products are safe and our supply chain is safe, the people in our company are safe and our customers are safe.
That's great. This is why we keep talking about business-driven security as the future of where security is headed. Now, you have made these incredibly bold moves repeatedly. First, you took Dell private, then you merged Dell with, acquired EMC and VMware, and RSA is part of that transaction. Tell us what inspired you to do that.
Well, I think it's really an amazing time in technology, and when you think about the enormous explosion in the number of connected devices and the amount of data that's being created. You have this digital transformation that is really just at the beginning. And it's a kind of fourth industrial revolution. That requires all sorts of new capabilities in terms of infrastructure, software, security, how applications are created. And that's really why we've created Dell Technologies. So combining together Dell, EMC, Pivotal, RSA, VirtuStream, VMware, Boomi. We have this great family of capabilities that are allowing us to go and address this fourth industrial revolution.
That's an incredible portfolio of the most secure infrastructure plus the best security products in the industry. Does Dell have an overarching security strategy?
Well, what we see is that security, of course, has to be built into all of our products, right? So that's fundamental when we create a data center product or an individual client product or an embedded computing solution that sits inside an industrial machine. That itself has to be very secure. Then we have security products that help customers, build out their own security operations, and RSA is quite famous for those. And that continues to be a fabulous business. Then we have a variety of security services, like the kind that SecureWorks provide. You're also seeing us architect the next generation infrastructure with security very much in mind. So at VMware, we have NSX, right, the virtual network. And Pat Gelsinger last year talked about network virtualization as a way of creating a much more secure multi-cloud world for transactions to occur across what is today an increasingly connected world where data is distributed across many different data centers inside a typical company.
Are there any tech trends that you're particularly excited about as you think of that world of infrastructure, connected devices, and security built in?
Well, I happen to believe network virtualization and network isolation segmentation using virtualization technology is one of the most compelling ones. Certainly, virtual networks can be created billions of times per day in a random IP space, encrypted, and that makes the attack surface much, much more difficult to penetrate because those networks only exist for 1/1000th of a second. And that not only allows the kind of flexibility and agility required in a multi-cloud world, but does it in a very secured way. So again, it's about how do you take functionality that was previously in appliances and a myriad of physical devices and turn it into software, which allows for enormous flexibility. It's virtualization, security in a multi-cloud world.
It is so important for infrastructure companies to reduce the attack surface, and there's no question with virtualization, with microsegmentation, that's absolutely happening. So how is it going across Dell Tech with the integration of all of these incredible companies?
It's going great. We completed the combination last September, and brought together the whole family. The reaction from customers and partners and our 147,000 team members around the world has been fabulous. Business is doing quite well, and we're super excited to have the combination off and running.
Is there a next move on your mind right now?
Well, we're always working on the next move. I mean, for right now, we're very focused on how do we make sure we continue to grow our share in the markets we're in, continue to improve the customer retention, customer loyalty, with the customers that we have. One of the things we're seeing is customers are quite excited about having the ability to buy everything from fewer companies, right? And we've designed a large number of new solutions bringing together all aspects of the Dell Technologies family. Customers have reacted very, very positively to those.
The theme of vendor consolidation and this being an ecosystem play is certainly one we heard on the keynote stage a lot. It seems that Dell can play a really important role with all of these capabilities to create those integrated solutions for the customer.
I believe we can, and customers are not looking to sort of put all the pieces together themselves. They increasingly want us to build a solution and deliver it as an integrated solution or even as a service. And we often talk with customers as a thought experiment. Well, what if we took the 20, however many Gartner Magic Quadrants where we're the leader in, and we divided it up into 20 companies? Well, there's no customer in the world that actually wants that. They actually, no customer ever said to us, hey, will you divide your company up so you can serve us better? And they actually want us to bring together more integrated solutions.
Zuli said it this morning, the no vendor left behind policy that a lot of CISOs have had just has to end. You can't manage 84 solutions in your environment. You really do need to consolidate. As we think about the threat landscape and the attack landscape, you've always been incredibly optimistic about the future. Tell us about that. What makes you optimistic?
Well, what I see is when you think about the challenges and opportunities that exist, whether it's in education or healthcare, manufacturing, environment, energy, any sector of society, government, industry, the number of unsolved problems that at the end of the day come down to computational opportunities is quite high. And at the same time, the amount of computational power, right, the rate of increase is tremendous. And so when you look at making all of these devices and things intelligent, and then using that data overlaid with the next generation computer science and artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, unsupervised learning, I think you get a Cambrian explosion and opportunity that sort of unleashes a new wave of human potential. So, we and others often refer to this as the fourth industrial revolution. So we're just at the very beginning of that. Importantly, it has to be secured, right? We can't go from 8 billion nodes to 100 or 300 billion nodes and not secure them all. It creates an enormous potential for humans, and so we're really excited about that.
Do you think we're approaching it the right way? So as you look at the explosion of, as you said, of data and of devices and everything being connected, thinking about security from the ground up is really important. Are we doing it right today? Are we thinking about it the right way?
I think there's still work to be done there. I mean, we see plenty of instances in the industrial world where security has been an afterthought, and there's a lot of unprotected space out there. People are waking up to the challenges, and they're increasingly designing it in. But that's certainly an important aspect of this. Again, we can't connect everything up and not have it be secure.
So we have 45,000 attendees at the conference this year, and we always talk about how the defenders have an asymmetric disadvantage and that we have to be right every single time to stop an attacker, whereas attackers only have to be right once. What message do you have to all these thousands of people here who are committed to the mission of keeping the world safe, keeping our data private, keeping the internet trusted?
Well, it's intriguing to see some of the sharing that's going on across industry and companies to share, threat indicators and threat vectors. I think that's quite helpful. I think we all have a lot of work to do here, and our work has never been more important. And again, we're looking into a world where we're going to have 25 times the number of connected nodes in the not too distant future here. And so it's imperative that we build this new digital world in a secure manner.
Well, thank you so much for joining us at RSA Live TV. It's been fantastic having you at the conference. It's been an inspiration to everyone. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Great.